Count it all joy. You remember James? When trials come, when difficulty comes, when hardship comes, these are cause for joy. Because this is what makes strong men and women who believes in God. Moses responds to God's call. When God said, I'm going to go save my people and I want you to go. And after Moses made all kind of excuses, when he ran out of excuses, he finally said, listen, I cannot speak, I stutter. And I cannot go out there and represent you. I mean, what an excuse for a God spokesman to stutter. You know, I say the same thing. When we were going to Samoa, in the culture of our people, you have to know how to speak. You have to know how to put words together. As I mentioned the fact before to you that it doesn't have to be correct or true. Just have to sound good. And I said to the Lord at that time, I can't make speeches. Lulu will tell you, you have to know how to make speeches if you want people to respect you. I left home when I was 19. I did not get involved in the culture, so I do not know how to make speeches. And that was my excuse too. And as if God was saying, just as he was saying to Moses, isn't your stepfather a high talking chief? And that's what happened. Everywhere we go, in the beginning of the work, my stepfather would make the speech and I would pray. I learned my prayer life really improved in those days. All I do was pray and he made the speeches. What a God. Just when we think, wow, I can't do it, at least not what I have, he can do it. And he has already have a plan. There are many things that happen in our own church life that we miss because we don't pay attention. In this body of believers and the other group that comes later, we have some wonderful, gifted, intelligent people who can do all kinds of things. Things like the building that's going up right now. I want to know why the women, though, have the mirrors first before the man did in the bathroom. But I said, God, I can never lead the people to do that. I don't know how to do that kind of stuff. So you don't have to do it. I will do it through my people. I will do it. And many of you are doing just that. Our faith in God must be that kind of faith that thrives on the difficulties. The faith that said, like with Caleb, give me the hill country. So we look at least 3 parts of this faith. Based on the Word of God, waits on God's timing, welcome difficulties, like James said. This faith is blessed by God. Joshua 14, 13 and 14. Read that with me. Ready, begin. So Joshua blessed Caleb, son of Jephunneh, and gave Hebron to him as his portion of land. Hebron still belongs to the descendants of Caleb, son of Jephunneh, the Kenizzite, because he wholeheartedly followed the Lord, the God of Israel. God, or Joshua, blessed Caleb. Joshua, the man of God, the leader of the people, was used by God to bring about the blessing. This is the provision of power that Caleb needs to succeed. That's what blessing means. the giving or the enduing of power to succeed in God. This faith demonstrated by Caleb is available to you and to me today. We're living in tough times. Let's not fool ourselves, not just in the material realm, but also in the spiritual realm, because even in the book of Amos, there's a time coming, there's a time coming when there will be or come a famine. Not a famine of food to eat and drink, but a famine of the word from God. Today, men and women, people would rather hear what men have to say. What men have to say, because it tickles the ear. It's cute and it's funny sometimes. But God said, my word is needed in every generation, because there's a famine in the lives of many of us, as we mentioned earlier. When was the last time has God spoken to you? Has He? If He hasn't, why do you think that is? A word from God? Are you waiting for His timing when He does speak? Do we seek after His timing, making sure that things will go the way He planned it to go? God plans in timely manners according to His time. And the faith that asks for the challenge, because tough faith is needed in tough times. This is the kind of faith that God blesses. In Matthew 5:11 through 12, God blesses you when people mock you and persecute you and lie about you and say all sorts of evil things against you because you're my followers. Be happy about it. Be very glad, for a great reward awaits you in heaven. And remember, the ancient prophets were persecuted in the same way. In other words, God is not asking us to do anything that He hasn't asked His people before us to do, and people who are yet to come to do. So what do you say? We know about Moses, Joshua, but how about Caleb? Is your faith the kind that Caleb has? I believe God has called us to rise, to be beyond what we're doing now, if our faith in Him is the kind that Caleb has.